especially top performing people, need detailed feedback. Hi, my name is Tom Haak of the HR Trend Institute. My statement is that people benefit from granular feedback, detailed feedback. What we often see in performance management processes, that the feedback is not very specific and granular. Many organizations, for example, use 5-point scales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is poor, 5 is excellent. Generally speaking, 1 and 2 are never used, so that reduces it to a 3-point scale, and most people get a 3, a 4, some people a 5. Well, that is not very specific. If you, especially when you are already a top performer, well, it's not very useful to get feedback and say, hey Tom, well, you've done excellent, and well, you score a 4.5 or a 5, yes? Especially top performing people need detailed feedback. Most of the time I don't like sports analogies, but if you look in sport and you look at runners or high jumpers or whatever, yeah, they really are looking for the details. They are, how long does it take to go from step 1 to step 2? How much force are you using at the jump? How much distance is there between the whatever you call it? How much distance is there? Granular feedback, and then you can start tweaking and tuning. A couple of elements are important. One is that often in the performance management process, things are too much connected. It is performance feedback in order to connect it to pay raises, in order to connect it to promotion. I think that it's important to split it, to really focus on feedback for performance improvement. Sometimes that's called performance consulting. Performance consulting is very powerful, giving people concrete feedback they can use to increase their performance. And that feedback doesn't need to be by human beings only. You can use technology to gather information and to give people feedback. Example, I've seen sales support systems that monitor sales conversations real time. They monitor the conversation. So I'm, for example, a salesperson. I'm trying to sell you something, performance consulting. And then the software monitors what's going on and starts gathering data and gives me feedback while I'm doing the conversation. Like, how long have you been talking? Did you ask any questions? What is the emotions we detect in your voice? Are you talking flat, or are you really engaged in the subject? So I get feedback during the conversation, but also I get very detailed feedback after the conversation. Hey Tom, the conversation was so long, you took 80% airtime, you didn't ask any questions, you were not so involved in the conversation, etc., etc. And these are suggestions we give for improvement. Successful salespeople talk less, they ask more questions, and they look more directly in the camera. Well, there are other examples as well. So often it's a combination of human beings that give feedback and technology. Trackers can be used. It's video monitoring, and try in the spirit of learning and the flow of work, try to get as close as possible to the actual work people are doing. So in summary, people benefit from granular feedback, especially top performing people, because there it's less easy to give feedback that they can action. Use different ways to gather data to give feedback, human observations, technology, and split performance consulting out of the performance management process. Focus on how can we help people to become better. All right, thank you, take care.